You're tuned into All2ReelToo. Be sure to subscribe, download, share the show with a friend, and stop by All2ReelToo.com for our social links, Patreon, and TeePublic store info.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All2ReelToo. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame. We have like 18 flavors of potato chips, and like we could like windsurf and stuff, and like we could like blade down a hill. Well, mostly fall down a hill, but like, you know, it's still pretty fun. And like, I talk like this now for some reason because it's the year 2000, and apparently everyone from California who's a teenager talks like this and has bleached blonde hair with frosted tips and like sour cream and onion potato chip flavor and Carta.
So,
You know, my name is Cutter, by the way. Cutter and Carta.
Cutter and Carta.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Here's an actual quote from the movie.
All right, do it.
Windsurfing is cool, like, you know, because there's wind, right? And then also you're surfing, so you're like windsurfing.
And then leans forward cutely. I never thought of it like that. Oh boy.
So today, folks, in this wonderful world we live in, we ventured back in time 26 years to the year 2000.
Yeah.
In the year 2000. To watch a DCOM, as they call them, the Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah, I like that.
DCOM. This one was entitled Stepsister from Planet Weird.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, ham.
The Internet Movie Database short synopsis here is: a teenager's life is disrupted when her mother falls in love with an alien.
I mean, that's the very short synopsis, but yes, that's technically true.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, this film was directed by Steve Boyum, who, as far as directing goes, has directed 36 different things. He's directed episodes of Law and Order SVU, Gen V, the Boys spinoff. Directed episodes of The Boys.
It's kind of a weird resume.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon TV show, Supernatural the TV show, Rush Hour the TV show, Revolution, Hawaii Five-0, Castle, Human Target, NCIS Los Angeles, The Cleaner, Numbers, Criminal Minds, Jericho, Bionic Woman, Cold Case. He also has directed a movie that I want to cover very shortly.
Oh yeah,
Time Cop: The Berlin Decision.
Oh god, it's a crazy resume though. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it is.
he's like been on like every show basically. I used to watch The Cleaner. That was only on for one season, I think.
Yeah,
Back in like 2008, something like that.
he's also directed a movie we've covered before, Slapshot 2: Breaking the Ice.
Mm-hmm.
He directed Motocrossed, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, Johnny Tsunami, and Meet the Deedles.
Oh wow.
That was his first movie. So this guy's career goes from Meet the Deedles to Law and Order SVU. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean
it's a weird hybrid of things.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is, but it's very, yeah.
This was written by Francis Lance and Chris Matheson. Francis Lance wrote this and Confessions of a Marriage Junkie.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris Matheson is known for... Oh, yeah, that's where that name sounds familiar. He's the guy behind Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Okay.
And a Goofy movie. And then Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and Bill and Ted Face the Music. Also, Mr. Wrong, starring Ellen DeGeneres. Rapture Palooza, starring Craig Robinson and Anna Kendrick. Imagine that, starring Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's written all these things. He's also directed Monkeys, Evil Alien Conquerors, The Wise Ones, and Mike the Detective. So, okay, we've got some interesting people here. But I was like wondering why that Chris Matheson name sounded familiar to me. And I was like, oh, wait, he's the guy behind Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Yes. So this movie stars Courtnee Draper as Megan Larson, Tamara Hope as Ariel Cola, Lance Guest, who's in one of my favorite movies of all time called The Last Starfighter, as Cosmo Cola, Khrystyne Haje, who is one of my early crushes, who was on Head of the Class, as Kathy Larson. We've got Vanessa Chester as Michelle, Myles Jeffrey as Trevor Larson, Lauren Maltby as Heather Hartman. Then we've also got, why is he not listed? I'm trying to find the guy that plays Cutter.
Oh.
Let me get on my other things here. Yeah, Cutter is played by where is he? Tom Wright as Cutter Colborne. He's now a really, like, I guess, accomplished actor in Australia. He's Australian. And he's also a director and producer and stuff now too. And Tamara Hope, who plays Ariel, she her real name is Tamara Lindman, and she's a Canadian musician. She's in the band. She's currently in this band called The Weather Station. I've listened to some of their music. It's actually pretty decent.
I'm on her Wikipedia page right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So, all right. Initial thoughts on this movie here, Sesame.
So you're going to be surprised about this one, right?
Sure.
Get ready for the surprise. I absolutely, unironically love this movie. Every single bit of it. Not as a joke, not as sarcasm. Actual real love for this movie. I've watched it 3 times since Friday. No notes. Not as in no notes that I didn't take any notes. I mean no notes as in nothing could be improved at all in this movie. Every single thing about this movie is absolute perfection. Not a joke, not sarcasm, real, sincere opinion.
Okay. That's a way to look at the movie. I will say I actually enjoyed it too, but maybe not as much as you, not as enthusiastically as you. It's not really something I'd watch again, probably, but it was fun.
I don't know if I watched this when it first came on, and I have like these weird like latent subconscious memories of it.
Yeah.
Like I do remember like something with the windsurfing. That kind of brought something out of me, but maybe that was just very popular at the time too. So maybe I just saw videos of like actual people windsurfing around 2000, or something like that. But yeah, what I like about this and a lot of Disney Channel movies, it's like it's a totally different style of movies. Like I don't know why it was like that, but it was almost like they were like different genres of movies. Like it's hard to explain, but like you're not going to see Disney film. Very rarely is going to make a movie that has the same kind of feel as a Disney Channel movie. Even if budget was not an issue, like I don't think you'd find. I don't know, something about Disney Channel movies. Just like it's like you don't have to take it so seriously. Like you don't really have to like read in to things a lot. You can just sort of like sit down and like enjoy it. Like there's not like a pressure, especially nowadays where it seems like people are almost like pressured to enjoy a film now. Like it's almost like every movie has to have like this deep philosophical meaning behind it, even if it's like a kid movie. And it's like almost like there's almost like a pressure where it's like, oh well, I gotta make sure I watch all of these like theory videos on YouTube so people know that I know about the movie or I actually care about it. So it's almost like having fun now has like certain weird like social pressure that comes along with it, And so like,
you don't think that Stepsister from Planet Weird has a deep philosophical meaning?
I don't think so. Other than you should treat people well who come from a different place and are going through like a rough experience in life, and don't be prejudiced, I guess is
I think the whole movie is just a metaphor for the immigration system.
Yeah. That's the deep, that's like the hidden layer. Yes.
Yes. So I'm thinking of changing my name.
Okay.
I'm gonna call myself Universal Pepsi.
All right.
Instead of like Cosmo Cola, I'm gonna be Universal Pepsi.
Or Universal Pep, because that's like a more generic for Pepsi.
Yeah.
Because that was that's what they named Pepsi after, was like pep, like a like pep and step, type of thing. Yeah, like poppin' or so Universal Pep versus Cosmo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Universal Pepsi. I don't care if I get sued. I'm gonna change my name to
do it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in jail when you have like a $250 million lawsuit against you. Oh, sorry, no, that was Cash Patel. I'm getting my back. I just saw that. I saw the thing you posted right now.
Like, what are you in here for? I killed my wife. I changed my name to Universal Pepsi.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, Pepsi had to change the name of their lemon lime soda because there was a influencer who went by Sierra Mist that tried to sue her at one point, but she spelled it differently and everything. But they ended up changing the name of their soda partially because of the connection to the influencer or something. I don't know.
That's why they call it what do they call it now?
It's Starry.
Is that why they did it? Oh my god! I
mean, there's probably other reasons, but they can never settle on a name for their lemon lime soda. Pepsi can. I mean, I remember when I grew up. It was Slice.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and then I used to like that. That was a good name. They should have kept that. Yeah,
they should. It wasn't tasting different too.
Yeah, I mean, they changed the formula.
Yeah,
because I mean, Starry's not the same formula as Sierra Mist, but.
Oh, I know it tastes. It's a different. I don't like it much. Totally. I remember they had Orange Slice. That was really good too.
Slice is back, but now it's it's like a healthy soda. Like somebody else owns it. It's not Pepsi. But yeah, we'll go on this little side quest here.
Yeah. It's very 2000s.
Yeah, Slice is now. You can get it now. It's in 2025, Slice was relaunched by Suja Life with a new formula including prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic ingredients.
Okay.
So now it's a healthy soda.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They have orange slice, lemon lime, cherry slice, berry slice, cola slice, ginger ale slice, grapefruit slice, and strawberry slice.
Wow.
And they also have in 2026, they started carrying at Target only. You can get Pacific Pop, root beer, cherry cola, grape. Oh, I already said grape before. Oh, and Shirley Temple. Yeah.
Speaking of root beer.
Yes. Speaking of soda and root beer, somehow aliens in this movie subsist on root beer.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he name himself Cosmo Root Beer instead of Cosmo Cola then?
I see. I didn't really get that one either. I don't know if that was just something that they thought of like on the fly. They're like, shit. They're like, I guess that's like their version of water, kind of, or something. Or I don't really quite understand, or if that was just more of like a pastime because it made them feel good or something. Or
I think it's how they. She said at one point, I think that's what they like survive on.
Okay, so they pretty much have to.
Yeah, something like that. So
CO2. Maybe you get more CO2 in root beer than any other soda. I don't know. I think I'm thinking too deep into it already.
No, I think we should delve into this for another.
We should delve into how much. Wait, I'm gonna look at it right now. Does root beer?
We'll delve into this for 4 more hours. We'll just state that it says that, and then we'll go to Jamie and find out if it's true or not, because he'll check it out for us like he does on Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Just we'll say stuff and go, Jamie, can you look that up? It's like, no. Oh no! According to AI, it doesn't. But who knows with AI anymore? So
yeah, everyone needs their own Jamie, don't they?
Everyone needs their own Jamie / fact checker. Cora, why does root beer fizz last so much longer than the average? This is from Cora. This is from February. Root beer's fizz lasting longer than cola as a consequence of 3 interacting factors: bubble, nucleation behavior. Oh, we got bubbles early. Interesting. Liquid composition. They had a song called "A Liquid and Solid" earlier. Surface active agents and viscosity and dissolved gas. They're gaseous. So yes, apparently they did their research for this movie to find that root beer. Nobody would ever ask this question but us, probably. We're probably the only 2 people in the world currently right now who are talking about this movie.
Yes,
and
but
this very question about. So apparently,
Francis Lance and Chris Matheson did their research.
I think he did. The AI disagrees, but I don't care what AI says. Fuck you, AI overview. AI overview gets so much shit wrong all the time. I don't trust this music. So
everything is true. AI is the best thing ever.
Yeah. So apparently, from what I've read so far, just very one paragraph, is that root beer indeed has more CO2 than other brands of soda. But I guess he couldn't call himself Cosmo Beer. That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah.
Or Root Cosmo. It sounds like a weird name. And so I guess he had to go Cola on that one.
I like it.
It's good. I like it. Good stuff going on with the movie. We haven't even begun yet with the actual movie.
So what goes down in Weird Town here?
In Weird Town and Root Beer Weird Town. All right, so we got the traditional diary thing going on, but we do a thing where each girl now has their own diary version, and the time goes backwards to go back to the other girl writing her diary. So Megan Larson and her family, her mom and her brother, and her dog, are living.
I want to say the one note I took when I was watching this movie.
Oh yeah,
is that there are 2 things that people don't like in movies, but somehow work in this movie.
What's that?
It's the over-reliance on narration
and
exposition dumping.
Yeah.
And they did that right off the bat in this movie.
Yeah. somehow it did work. It somehow did work. Yeah. It's weird. So the only thing I can remember how this even started is like, so Megan's writing in her diary. Well, at first she has a dream where you don't really know what she's dreaming at first, then it becomes obvious pretty soon where she's windsurfing. Her mom owns a windsurfing business store, and then her crush named Cutter, he's like your typical stereotypical California kid who's stupid and dumb, and that's right. But she likes him nonetheless.
It makes sense that the guy that wrote Bill and Ted wrote this.
Yeah, you could definitely have that. Yeah, there's definitely that similarity. And so she's crushed on him for some reason. I don't know why, because she's 14, she's stupid, so I don't know. And so he falls off his windsurf. She goes, protects him. She saves him. He's like, thanks, want to be my girlfriend? She's like, yeah, I guess. And then like her parents show up just standing on water. They're like, oh, we're getting, your father and I are getting back together. Then like all of a sudden, her younger brother is like, I'm not going to act like an idiot anymore. then the popular girls show up. Oh, I'm the popular girl, and I'm inviting you to join the popular table. Obviously, pretty much the point. So like, we got that, and then we kind of figure out, her parents got divorced when, like, I guess maybe a year or two earlier.
Why don't I ever have dreams like that?
I haven't had dreams like that in a long time. I mean, I don't remember most of my dreams anymore. I do. Just really
I had a dream last night where I was in the Holocaust.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy. There was this thing where people were lining up, and they were. You still had, and instead of like being in, like, a concentration camp or something, you still had your regular clothes, so you had to leave your shoes on these racks, and then go into an oven to be burned to death. This was what I was dreaming about, and then I escaped with this old man who was hiding me. But I was watching all these people go into that and leaving their shoes, and I left my shoes so they would think I went in.
There you go, that's smart.
And then I escaped, and then I'm running away, and then they are about to catch me, and my alarm went off. So there was that. Yeah.
Right. I had a weird dream the other day too, but I'll talk about it later because it's probably not appropriate for this episode.
Yeah. I would rather have a dream where, my crush asks me out, as opposed to being in the Holocaust. So yeah.
Right. So so her parents got divorced because her dad's always working all the time, and then they were supposed to go to the beach together one day, and he basically took phone calls the entire time that they were there. So they split up. Her mom's kind of like I don't know, she's like feeding them crackers and soup for breakfast for some reason. I don't know how. I don't really understand the logic of that. Like, oh, she's been really flighty lately. I'm like, okay, but like, even if flighty or not, I'm pretty sure you know what a Pop-Tart is. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what's how far along.
Pretty sure you can give your kid a bowl of Frosted Flakes or something.
Or something I don't really see how spacey you got to be to not be able to think. I mean, she runs a business. She owns a business. She knows how numbers work. She knows how to inventory and taxes.
I see what's wrong with eating different types of foods at different times of the day. Like, I have no problem eating pancakes at night or eating pizza for breakfast. But I guess but soup and crackers is weird.
I wouldn't like that myself either. Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know, it's weird. So and we find out why. It's because she met this dude who calls himself Cosmo Cola, who in his mind was trying to protect Kathy. Her mom's name was Kathy Larson, while she was windsurfing, because he thought that the wind was gonna take her and carry her away, whatever. So she was spitting that he was willing to, at least in his mind, go off and risk his life to save hers, even though she wasn't in real danger. And he's like kind of silly and goofy, pretty much the exact opposite of her former husband, which was all about work all the time, stuff like that. So we find out that he's got a daughter, though, named Ariel Cola, who's also the same age. Wow, what do you know? Same age as Megan. And they're going to have a family dinner now or something. Yay. And it's going to be fun, but it's totally not fun at all because, while Cosmo is just living his dream life. By the way, mind you, I'll get into it later because this is very strange. So they, he's off, he's hitting it off with Trevor, the kid. He really likes him because he's playful and stuff. So he's not like his dad, super tense and all business and work all the time. And so the Ariel's off hiding underneath the car, excuse me, because she's afraid of the wind. This becomes a theme throughout the movie. She quote fears the wind, is what she said. And so Megan convinced her to get up on the car and go inside. But Trevor automatically assumes that they're both aliens, rightly, somehow. And so he points his gun at Ariel, his space laser gun at Ariel, as soon as she walks in, and she freaks out and goes to the bathroom because she, quote, needs water. And then she grabs a bottle of root beer and goes into the bathroom. And then she comes out soaking wet because she, quote, fell in the sink. Her words, not mine.
Like you do. I mean, I fall in the sink all the time.
And Megan's being a complete bitch. Sorry to say that about Teenage
Oh
Girl,
yeah,
but
she is.
she's a bitch in this movie. Ariel's done nothing wrong at this point. Actually, really, any point she hasn't really done anything wrong. I think at most Ariel has made maybe two somewhat slightly sarcastic remarks towards Megan, but those were after Meg was already sarcastic with her. So
Yeah, and I think, I mean, the main thing is I think she's just being a bitch because she's jealous, and that's not, you know, yeah.
So she, Ariel finally comes in. They eat dinner. They have hot dogs. Well, hoagie dogs. It seems like they have like
Yeah.
real hot dogs, like actual bread that you break apart on your own. And he's putting he's putting potato chips on it. He's got looks like coleslaw. He's got looks like some pickles, a little bit of lettuce. I mean, he's really he's making like a really cool, cool hot dog. I mean, he's really living the dream life, whatever. That's what I want to get back into for a second. Because we find out, because basically how this movie goes, there's a lot of narration. Each girl's writing in her own diary, and then after the first girl's done, they do a thing where they rewind the tape, and then it goes back to the other girl writing in her diary.
Yeah,
what went on during the same day, but from her perspective. And it actually does kind of work. I'm surprised that actually did seem to work for this particular movie. Not a lot of movies can actually pull that off, but
I do want
to
point out that Cosmo says that they come from the Yukon.
Yeah, the Yukon, which apparently nobody actually lives in.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. This is 2000, so they're like, "Oh, cool, whatever." And yeah, cool, it's awesome, and you're so cool and different, and and that's the other thing too. Everyone becomes intrigued by Ariel, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we find out that Ariel and Cosmo, they actually come from a different planet where they are just gas. They're bubbles. They don't.
I will tell you though, the estimated population of the Yukon right now is 48,000.
Oh, I guess some people do actually live there. Okay. Yeah. So, well, yeah, they're probably just being exaggerating. By
I was just curious, so I looked it up.
Yeah. I mean, I figured every country has at least a few people, or every area at least has a few people living on it. So they're basically gas. They live as bubbles on this planet. Cosmo, her father, was a quote freedom fighter. They don't really even go into anything really about that at all, other than that they had to escape because the Emperor was chasing after them. Ariel was dating Fanul, which is the Emperor's son, and apparently her parents knew about it, I guess, so they were like, which is weird. Her parents, I mean, I'm not saying it's it's kind of, I mean, for me personally, if I was a freedom fighter, I wouldn't want my daughter or my son, not because I actually have any personal hatred towards the child, but just the situation does not really allow for that kind of relationship. I mean, it's by nature, it does not work.
It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet sort of situation. Yeah. It's funny, right after I watched that, I watched an episode of Castle because I've been binge watching that show. And which the writer of this wrote a couple episodes.
Yeah.
But, in that episode there were two characters who were dating each other, who were both from different mob families. So it was kind of a Romeo and Juliet sort of thing. And I was like, what's this going on? This kind of theme and everything I'm watching. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like Castle a lot too. That's a really good show. And so when they're escaping, the mother, she ends up getting hit, and then she dies. I mean, they didn't really say dies. She just her bubble bursts.
The bubble bursts.
Literally. So now she's just spread out. So I guess she's not dead. I don't know. They don't really go into obviously it's a Disney Channel movie. I'm not going to get into the philosophy of death on their planet or whatever. But so I bring that up mainly just to point out how this doesn't seem like this happened very long ago. We're talking maybe a year or two. It seems like Cosmo Cola is out here like a motherfucker, living his dream life. He doesn't have a care in the world that his wife was disintegrated on a different planet. Whereas, with the Ariel is depressed. I mean, she talks like she's in a Shakespeare play.
I mean, she's truly grieving things, and he's acting like they got divorced and not she died. It's
and then he meets this new woman that he's completely smitten by, and he's like, I'm totally happy, Will. It's awesome. You should just love Earth, bro. And there's so many cool things you can do on Earth. It's like, yeah, and just so like it just like occasionally out of the blue or whatever, he happens to find all these diamonds that I don't know, they didn't even really explain how he has access.
It's somehow
Diamonds for a living.
they came with them somehow from
Okay, I got you. They came
from Planet Circlon. Yeah.
So they're basically rich because he's fucking selling diamonds from his computer in 2000, which I guess technically you could run a business computer back then, but it would be kind of hard now. But I guess it could have been done. And so I guess they got no money worries whatsoever. So I guess that's nice. But like, yeah, he's totally just like having fun. He's having a time of his life. He's drinking all the root beer he can have. He's eating hot dogs with potato chips, coleslaw, pickles. He's making breakfast with root beer and cornflakes. It looks like somehow for some reason, and he looks like he's completely soaking wet. So I'm not sure if he just came back from the ocean and then was eating breakfast, or he just came out of the shower and didn't bother drying off, but he's like eating a root beer cornflake type of breakfast. I don't know, whatever. He's having a time of his life. She's not. She's like the more mature one in the family relationship, it seems like. What's also weird too, the more I think about it, because if he was like a freedom fighter, why is he acting so silly? Like usually a freedom fighter is like a really serious kind of person. You know what I mean? Like they're like, it's not like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they got some humor, but like usually a freedom fighter is not acting like Pee Wee Herman. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's maybe there are a few out there, I don't know. But like normally when I'm thinking of like, I'm thinking of like, like some people in the Middle East, fighting against like the Soviet Union. I'm not thinking of Osama bin Laden like doing like, a frog dance or something like that, like while he's shooting it. So I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he was. I don't know. But this guy apparently
Osama bin Laden's like family had like computers full of like American television and all these other things. So you never know.
Well, his family was rich, and but yeah, he wanted to be
in their bunker. They had.
Oh, I thought you meant like his family, like his parents.
No. Like they had like all these computers full of like hard drives with like Simpsons episodes.
Oh,
and,
right, yeah,
different things like that. So yeah,
maybe all freedom fighters. Well, I mean, at one point he was, not later, but at one point he was. But and so like he's just going nuts. He's having time of his life. Ariel's miserable. She wants to go back home. He's like, can't do that because we do. The Emperor's gonna like eternally freeze me. So I guess they got like a Superman thing with like the eternal, what was it called? The Phantom Zone type shit or whatever. Similar thing to that. And he's like, it's great. I met this woman. Let's go have dinner. Boom, 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 boom. And then this is kind of weird. They ambush both kids. This is the first time they met each other. Okay, the first time they met each other, and they're like, by the way, we're getting engaged, kids. What? Come on. Like, you're going to do that in the first meeting? Really? Come on. You don't do that. Come on. Let's be real here, people. And, but even, Kathy Larson playing along with this too. I'm like, you should know all people maybe don't do that. Don't just bring that on the kids like immediately. But Trevor loves it. Trevor's like, fuck yeah, man. I love this dude. He's a good alien. He's okay with me, type of thing. And so then we go back into what happens after that, after dinner. I'm trying to remember now.
So after the dinner, we don't realize that they're aliens and everything. So basically they go to school after that. And on the way there, they're riding bikes to school together, Ariel and Megan. Oh. And Ariel like rides a bike and hits the bike rack and then does a flip over and everything. And yeah, then all the kids in the school think that's cool. And so, they basically become enemies like right off the bat because
Megan is so jealous of her.
Yeah, jealous because all the cool kids like her and shit. Yeah.
They're like, you're such a revolutionary, bro, and stuff like that. And
it seems like in one day at this school, like by the 7th period or something, like everybody's dressing like her. Like, where did they get the fucking clothes?
So I imagine that they left like for lunch period. They went home really quick to just put on some new clothes. I guess I don't know.
I didn't understand.
That's the only way that could work. So,
I mean, it would make more sense if like the next day, like
I know.
like I think in like I can't remember like in I don't know if it was in that. I think it might have been in that like Mean Girls 2 that we watched. Something like that happened, but it was like the next day.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the day of. I never seen a movie where someone becomes popular.
Yeah.
Literally within a matter of hours, like they're smitten with her because she's different or whatever, and she's like, "Who's your friend?" And Cutter ends up liking her, but we'll find out later about that.
Yeah.
But good timing too. The movie had a good run time. I think
85 minutes is like good. I mean that it makes sense because 85 minutes fits on 2 hours of television.
Yeah.
With commercials, if they had commercials, I don't know what Disney Channel did at that time. So
I think they had commercials.
Yeah.
But I think a good runtime. Like she's really popular. Anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, you go.
I'm trying to remember. I watched it 3 times, but I didn't take any notes. I don't like taking notes anymore because it's like it kind of ruins the experience for me a little. I guess I could watch the movie once and then watch it again and take notes. Maybe I'll start doing that from now on. But or have ChatGPT do it. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that shit. I only use ChatGPT to like make it hallucinate essentially, and I'm an idiot that way. So I'm like, I want it to confuse itself because I hate AI. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to use AI in order to make AI hallucinate itself into non-existence, maybe. Like I just have it like kill it. I shouldn't say that. Sorry. But anyway, so she wearing a football helmet too when she was riding the bike. I could really
she had training wheels and a football helmet on while she was riding her bike.
How she found that? Maybe her dad had it in their house or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he picked up when he was, vagabond.
I rode bikes when I was a kid. I had a football helmet on and training wheels. That was just how all the cool.
And you wear like rainbow colored knee high socks with shorts over them and I
used to wear
layers. Layers exactly to protect her essence. That's what she said. I'm trying to protect my essence. You're like, oh wow, she's such a poet. She talks all like she talks like this. Not on purpose, like that's just how she talks. But everyone thinks she's like so deep or whatever, and it's just like no, that's just how she speaks, like literally. And whereas her dad's like acting like a complete moron, and
it's like how Americans think British people are all smart because of their accent,
right? But that's only one part of Britain that we ever hear that back from.
Yeah,
like other parts of Britain, like Britain, England has like their own version of like what we call dicks, basically. And their accent is
you have like Cockney. Like Cockney accents and stuff like that. Like, yeah, we are.
And so their accents are looked down upon, just like how Southern accents usually are in this country, unfortunately, which is kind of prejudice. It
was really weird when I was in a British play at the Toledo Rep when I was acting, called Funny Money, and I played a cab driver who had a Cockney accent, but everybody else in the play had a proper British accent.
Okay.
So I'm the only person with a Cockney accent, and it was so
that's weird.
I had a dialect coach when I was doing it. It was so weird. This British dialect coach who came in, who I had actually worked with prior to that in a play. Her name was Rosie Best. She was cool, but anyways, she had to teach me and gave me tapes to listen to of people talking like that and everything, and then I got so like in the zone with that voice that when I could turn it on and off like that, and it was so cool and it was like believable to the point where when I went down to buy a cookie from this lady at the theater, and I just said, hey, can I have one of those chocolate chip cookies? And she's like, you're not really British. So yeah, that was that was the best compliment I ever had in all of my acting. So.
It would have been hilarious too if he did that at the time when Louis Farrakhan came to speak and the people were trash. He was talking the guy that he was.
I mean, the time like Pepsi thrown at me by the Nation of Islam, and I still love Pepsi, so it's okay.
Or what Nation of Islam that was throwing the Pepsi at you?
What's that?
There wasn't a Nation of Islam that was throwing the Pepsi at you.
It was the people there to see the.
Well, yeah, but no, the Nation of Islam members wouldn't do that. Because they're very very strict in like how they stuff like that. But what I'm saying though is like if you be like talking like they're like, hey, I can't do the accent, but it's like,
Yeah, we are.
hey, bro, quit throwing Pepsi at me. I don't know, I can't do it. But,
Yeah, the only thing I can remember how to say is my first line from that play.
oh,
It was yeah, we are.
there we are. Cheerio.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I can't do it. Maybe if I did have a teacher, maybe I could
Yeah.
do it. I don't know. I'm trying to learn so many different languages that I think that I've created like my own accent that like makes no sense in any language I'm learning now, because it's like I'm trying to learn Arabic, Turkish, now Welsh randomly for some reason. I don't know why. Am I going to Wales? Apparently, who knows? But it seemed kind of cool.
Well,
Spanish.
if people start going to our Patreon and donating money to our show, and maybe we can send Sesame to Wales.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't really know what there's to do there, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool.
I want to go to Ireland. So if we're sending anybody anywhere, can we send me to Ireland?
Ireland's nice. I go to Ireland or Wales. Wales seems like it'd be a nice place to go. Maybe kind of cold, but
Yeah.
not like frozen.
I just want to go to Ireland because I'm Irish. So yeah.
Or go to Yukon, like where these people apparently
So
live.
I'm going to move to Yukon, and and by that I mean the University of Connecticut. And,
Move to the university. Just gonna live on campus or like the student union or something.
oh.
Apparently, you could get away with that if you're really smart. Remember that guy Michael Muhammad Knight that I used to read all the time?
Yeah.
He was doing his sorry guys, another weird tangent. And he was doing this thing where he was just traveling around the country like on a Greyhound bus. Like he wasn't sleeping, like he didn't get like hotel rooms for the most part. Like he would stay at like friends' houses or like a dorm room or something like that. But when he couldn't find anyone to do that, he would just try sometimes sneak into like the student union area, like when the janitors were working and stuff like that, and like go and just like sleep on the couch somewhere until like someone woke him up or whatever. Like, I don't think you're supposed to be here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I was just taking a nap. I forgot, whatever. So you can do that. You can just like time whenever people are working at night and just like slip in and like hide in like you'd have to like kind of memorize the schedules though, like what parts of the college they go through at night. So you have to like kind of like, an hour and a half. I gotta go wake up and move myself to this, corner of the building. Then, which means you're gonna have to like polyphasic sleep though, like sleep 4 different time, periods.
I think I'll just stay in my apartment.
I guess you can do that too. You said you wanted to move to Yukon, not me. So
yeah,
I
want to move to wherever this windsurfing town is. That
dude, I want to go. I mean, I was like having like nostalgia for shit that I didn't even experience in my life. Like I didn't get to like. I've always wanted to live in California. Like that, California has always been like my like fantasy state, but like it's like my version of what I would think California is. Like not what it actually is. Like my mental version.
Do you want to guess where they filmed this movie?
Probably in Canada somewhere.
Nope, Queensland, Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. To one of the actors Australian.
Yeah, actually, several of the actors in the movie are
okay.
Australian. So yeah.
I mean that makes sense, because you got the coast and stuff like that. Most people actually live on the coast of Australia. Like it's one of those countries where like the actual mass of the land is not even like habitable by most people at all. It's like just wild.
They did do a good job of making it seem like it was America because saw some American flags and stuff and scenes. So
it's so basically, just to skip ahead a little bit. I don't want to mean to like belabor the like go through every little detail, even though I would want to. Like I probably could like in another video or just like watch the movie like 7 more times and just like go through speed run everything that happens. Basically, what happens is
a dissertation on this film.
I should actually write like a PhD style dissertation on Stepsister from Planet Weird. By the way, around 34 minutes and like 45 second mark, Megan throws the titular line in the movie by saying from Planet Weird. So that's we get the titular line at minute 34 and I think 45 seconds. Not sure the exact amount of seconds, but I know it's minute 34 somewhere.
Well, that's good.
And they're at her and their obligatory black best friend that you got to have in these movies. Who's the side? Well, I'm just saying that's how it is.
Well,
like you have the one black friend who's the side character, of course.
Vanessa Lee Chester went on to be in the Lost World Jurassic Park a couple years, or no, she did that before this movie actually.
Okay.
So so she was actually
yeah, I remember that movie.
She played Jeff Goldblum's daughter in that.
Wait, was she the one that did the gymnastic thing and kicked the raptor in the face?
She might have been. That's
that was
since I've seen it.
Yeah, she literally did like a gymnastic, like a whole thing, and just like kicked the raptor in the face.
Yeah,
he was charging at her. I saw that in the theaters when it came out. Okay, she did look familiar. I was wondering. And, so she got her. She's always like the voice of reason. Like, hey, you're kind of weird for obsessing over this idiot guy named Cutter who he's like complete airhead. Like you mentioned the line earlier about what was it again about windsurfing? What you said it was the actual line in the movie.
It was like basically I'd have to look it up again.
Surfing and
and that's why they call it windsurfing.
Yeah, that's who she's crushing on, guys. Okay, really, that who later on when he's trying to convince Fanul, who is Ariel's boyfriend from the planet. As I mentioned earlier, he's the son of the Emperor, who is, on the outs with Freedom Fighter.
Yeah, we can get to that. Like, basically, what happens is they're going to get married.
They're going to get married. Yeah, I kind of went.
And so basically, what ends up happening is she contacts Fanul, her boyfriend from Zarconia or whatever the fuck it's called.
That's corny. that's from Capricorn, the Courtnee verse. That's Zarconia. No, this was like Zircon or something.
Zircon, that's it.
Yeah. Zarconia is where Courtnee's.
Yes, it's the same thing. It's the same planet.
It's the same like galaxy. Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to get married, and So and then so Fanul comes and he brings his dad with him, the bad guy. And so they arrive and they end up taking they're like they come there and they want to take Ariel and Cosmo back home to Zircalon. That's it. Yeah, Zircalon.
But we forgot to talk about the reverse parent trap they were trying to do. That was the big thing.
Oh yeah, they were trying to set up the mom back with the dad
by having them hate each other by telling lies about each person.
Yeah,
like Megan was like telling Ariel told her dad. No, I forgot. Basically, the idea was that Kathy was like a simple person, and so she wanted like a pure intellectual because of that or whatever. And so Cosmo didn't like that because he's used to guzzling down hot dogs every morning and night. And then she actually made a healthy meal that he didn't appreciate or whatever. And then they told Cosmo to act like a manly, masculine man because that's what Kathy really wants. So then he embarrasses himself at a pizza parlor by demanding a raw steak to the waiter, and who tells him not to look at his woman, who he wasn't looking at, and then settles for a quote manliest pizza that they have, and to make sure to put jelly beans on top of it. Because that's what a manly pizza is jelly beans on top of it.
Yes, I mean if you ask any alpha male, I'm pretty sure that when Andrew Tate has his pizza,
when he's not getting arrested from that, I know that was a fake story, but still, it's still funny. And
but no, yeah,
it's still funny that to think of the idea that that's how he got caught, which is not the reason why, but like,
yeah,
kind of funny. But yeah, I would love if that was the real reason why.
It'd be funny if the pizza that he ordered and got caught on was with jelly beans
on it. Yeah, that would be hilarious. And so, like, they get caught though during trying to do the reverse parent trap because they're like looking at each other like, success. And Trevor, a little shit's the one that exposed them for their plan. That little piece of shit. Sorry.
What's paid for Trevor?
No. Because he got him in trouble. That's why. Like, ironically, too, they were becoming friends as they were trying to break up their parents from each other. That's actually what caused them to become friends. That's a very typical thing when you're seeing these kind of movies as well. But yeah, sorry, I'd skip over that. But yeah, go back now about the Fanul and the whole ending.
Savad or whatever his name is, the what is he, the president or the
emperor, yeah, of their planet or whatever,
the Donald Trump of their planet, and and Fanul is Don Jr. and
he's kind of nice though, so yeah,
he's the uncorrupted Don Jr. But they come to take Ariel and Cosmo back home, and but then they convince Fanul by talking about potato chips and shit to turn on his dad.
Yeah, that's like his big selling point. We got like 18 different flavors of potato chips, and like we got windsurfing, and like laid down the hill, bro.
That would do it to me, man.
Yeah,
I would let go of all of my political and moral
everything abandoned. By the way, too, this is the year 2000, right? In the year 2000, the idea of 18 different flavors of potato chips was seen as like a radical thing, and now we have like thousands of different.
I know.
Back then, it was like 18 flavors of potato chips. Oh, galaxy brain, you know.
I know, it's a
simpler time. A much simpler time 26 years ago.
Yeah, it's like trying to hold on a second.
Sure.
Lay's potato chips has like over 388 flavors.
Right. Back then, and maybe not so much, but now we're like.
That's what I was curious about. Like I was looking up the, they have like as far as around the world goes, they have like 400 plus flavors. So.
God.
Yeah. So yeah, we've in the world that we live in right now, we might not have world peace and we might not have flying cars or anything, but we've got like 400 different flavors of potato chips.
Yeah.
I mean, gas might be like $1 million a gallon, but you can get 400 different flavors of potato chips. Yeah, the world's great, man. So anyways, they gotta beat this is at the wedding, by the way, too, that this is happening, and that they're getting married at the house, and they turn this yoga chick into some ice thing.
Typical early graphics,
this woo woo, Oh yeah, the CGI in this movie is horrible, but that's okay.
But that's what makes it good, though. That's my thing. That's what makes it good.
Yes.
I love this movie, man. I could see myself watching this movie quite a lot during the summer, like just something to have on in the background, even if I'm not like really paying attention to it a whole lot. Like I need this shit, man. I can't politics shit. It's too much. I can't watch like I used to have that stuff in the background all the time on YouTube, like watching Hassan Piker streams, which I'm not always paying locked in on that all the time either. Or watching Paul Kalinske, secular talk, no more Young Turks because they're right wing now. But like, but now I'm all about Stepsister and Planet Weird. That's my anchor now. That's my anchor into life, real life.
I think when you go to vote, you should write in Cosmo Cola.
I'm gonna do it. That's if we have an election midterms, I'm gonna either write. I can also write an Ariel because she's older now. She's like our age, basically, pretty much.
Or you can write in Cutter Conrad or whatever his name is.
I can even vote for Trevor at this point.
No, Cutter Colborn, that's his name. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. Or I can just write in 18 flavors of potato chip with my vote.
Just write in sour cream and onion, and
I guess I will say though, there is one little gripe for the movie. You got to have one, I guess. No movie's really perfect, but I say 99% perfection. My only gripe is the ending was a little bit rushed. That was my only gripe.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's perfection.
Yeah, and the way the ending happens is that they end up trying to beat the Emperor, and
With hair dryer.
yeah, with hair dryers that doesn't work, and then Trevor pulls out the leaf blower and then kills him.
Well, they intended to kill him, I guess, or something.
I don't know. He burst. Like,
well, they did say something later on about like finding him again, or I don't know, something like that.
But I mean,
maybe
the same thing happened to him that happened to Ariel's mom. So,
so maybe she's not really dead. Maybe we could have Stepsister from Planet Weird Part 2, where Mother comes back and she's like, "Dude, what the fuck? You got remarried?" And that's going to cause like a issue.
Yeah, we can do that with a 65-year-old Lance Guest.
Yes, why not? And then we got to do that along with what was the sequel? Well, the sequel we were going to talk make. I'm not really going to make. It was Spy High 2 or some shit like that. I am going to write an actual script for that. I don't care if it's not going to get made. I know it's not going to get made. I know it's not, because I know it's not, for one thing, because there's already a TV show called Spy High. So I'm not going to let you use the same name probably because of that. And
well, you can. I mean, you can't copyright a title.
So Spy High 2, I was thinking to call it Spy High 2, and you said no. I was going to call it Spy High 2, and then you said Spy High School Reunion. So it's like I
thought of another one. Spy Higher.
Ooh,
it's like Die Harder.
I actually have some ideas I wrote down. Let's see, Spy High sequel. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm
so yeah. We'll get into that. Maybe
go ahead.
Hey, that'll be something we can add to Patreon.
Yes.
In the future, we'll add Sesame's screenplay.
Well, ideas for now, but
once the screenplay's written, we'll add it to there. So that's another reason to join our Patreon. You can get that and maybe some newsletters and some other things that we might do in the future. But basically they kill or blow up or whatever the guy, and then
and they dance at the wedding, and
it looks like Ariel's going to get with Cutter.
Oh, they do a switcheroo. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, after spending the whole movie talking about how much she's in love with Faneuil, and Faneuil basically gets with Megan, so
because he likes the way that she looks better, which is kind of shallow. Because and then she's like, yeah, I like the way Cutter looks better too. I'm like, okay, so that's the moral of the story now. It's like typical teenage bullshit. Like, you started off with like a high-minded piece, and you're like, I don't like how her skin bag looks. I like Megan better, bro. Whatever, fuck you.
Skin bag.
Skin bag,
Yes.
My question for that, though, is, do they explain how they acquired a physical body? Is it a thing they just possess someone that already exists, or they just look like that?
Or do they turn into what they want to look like? I don't know. And
we'll get that for sequel. We'll get that for like the director's cuts.
You actually have to go to a store and buy some skin bags, and
we'll get the director's cut version where they go and explain how they acquired their bodies.
Yes. If anybody listening knows how they did this, let us know.
Yeah,
if you have any of your ideas, leave them below in the comments. If you're listening on YouTube, or you want to, just comment on the episode, like on Spotify or wherever you can do that. Just let us know what you think, because I'd really like to know how that happened, because it's going to keep me up at night.
Yeah,
I mean, that and my anxieties and fears of the world.
Yeah,
floating and okay. Anyway, so and worry about the fact that I have to have my gallbladder removed, maybe, and different things like that. Yeah, going on. Hey, anyway,
that's the fall asleep to.
Yes. Anyways, folks, you got anything else to say here, Sesame, about this movie?
No, not good. Just watch this movie if you're into like really cool shit.
This is right up there with Citizen Kane.
Mm-hmm.
It's the greatest alien movie since Alien.
Mm-hmm.
It's right up there with Star Wars, and
yep,
mm-hmm.
Yep,
yes, I'd like to see this movie remade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with new technology.
Yes. Anyways, folks, be sure to go to our Patreon, as I mentioned before. You can go to all2reeltoo.com. There's a link to that. There's also a link to our TeePublic where you can get t-shirts and other merchandise. Maybe we'll have a t-shirt related to this movie. Who knows? I would think of something maybe.
Oh, definitely. We got quotes on them.
Yeah. Give us a 5-star review wherever you can. Give us a thumbs up wherever you can. Share the show with your friends. Just do all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Just remember, be different, be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you can actually take away from this movie as well. Free Palestine.
Yeah.
Fuck ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Free Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
Trans lives are human lives.
Mm-hmm.
All the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No human is illegal.
True.
Even if you're from Yukon.
Doubly true.
Yes. Remember that I love you.
I do.
Try every kind of potato chip flavor you can.
Every kind.
Try them all. Because we live in this world where you can do that.
Except for the ones that are like yogurt, because those are like weird. That's the line from Cutter.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Sesame loves you. Right, Sesame?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
And until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All2ReelToo podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Haas. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.